Good morning and God bless you. This is Marriage May, speaking about the husbands. And husbands, I just want to remind you of how this came to be a responsibility for us. Several scriptures remind us why we are married. Example, earlier scriptures in, I believe, Genesis chapter 2, when the Bible says that God made man for the woman, and that he said for this reason a man must leave his father and his mother and cleave to the woman that he loves. He must cleave to his wife. And so this was first talked about in Genesis. It was also mentioned again in the book of Mark chapter 10, 6 and 7, where it says, "But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female, and for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife." And when the Bible says man cleave to your wife, it has something to do with gluing yourself to your wife. That is so important. Also in Matthew chapter 5, I believe it is, we are reminded not to commit adultery. We're going to get into that in our next week, but I just wanted to make you aware, men, that God wanted us to be married, not just to any and anybody, but to a woman. He made a man for a woman and a woman for a man. And any other way that this shakes out, it is just not right. It is just so wrong, because God didn't make two men and he didn't make two women. And please don't get mad at me and say that I'm speaking hate speech. I'm just speaking what the Bible says. I'll read it again. Mark chapter 10, 6 and 7. "But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife." And the word cleave is a word that talks about the gluing of two pieces of wood together. Where the wood is joined together by a glue, and if you try to rip that two piece of wood from each other, there will be a ripping and a scarring and a tearing on each part of the wood, because the glue does not recognize where one part begins and where one ends. And so, men, it is important that you stay true to your wife in marriage. God bless you, Brother Young.